explain to me how your gas cans were stolen and what took place when she came home and that kind of stuff. Because Scott was trying to tell me, Agent Skinner was trying to tell me a little bit about it yesterday, and I said, well, I'll just talk to him about it tomorrow.
Okay. At least once a week I try to keep my grass, trimmed, cut, and stuff like that. Around the one side of our home, which is on the southwest corner, we have a shed. It's been there about 3 years, right around in there. Inside that shed I keep my lawnmower, my trimmer, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I have always tried to keep the gas cans full for a lot of reasons. Number one is I have a large one for a generator, even though I don't keep that full, but these other ones I always keep as full as I can because time goes by very quickly. With the price of gas, you want to keep it.
It's a lot easier to have it there.
It's a lot easier to have it there. But on the 24th, the only reason that is a very specific date, a couple different reasons. It's the last time I was in my shed was on the 22nd. And the reason I was in the 22nd because we were doing some trimming of our bamboo around our house, like cutting limbs off of it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, not limbs because it's a grass. But we're just trimming it. Yeah, just doing a bunch of different little yard work. My wife tried planting plants, doing different things. That was on a Sunday. I remember that very specifically because it was the 22nd. The 24th, why it's so specific to me, I went around to go cut grass before I went to work that day. Mm-hmm. And as I went around the side of my shed, the door's open about this much, and I had a lock on it. The lock's broken. I look inside, and the first thing I said was, Jesus Christ, please forgive me for what I'm saying, Jesus Christ, someone stole my gas.
Yeah.
Gas cans and all. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I stood back for a second. I'm like, okay, I know the gas is tough and all that kind of stuff, and we've been told by neighbors and also our home association that there's been other gas thefts in our neighborhood. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. I'm just verbally was told that. I thought, okay, well, someone jumped over my fence or something because they couldn't get through because my gate on the other side, I have one gate that you can only go in and out of. That gate was locked. There's a lock on it. So there's like one way someone could have got it. Come over the fence.
Yeah.
That was my belief.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, they broke off the lock. When they broke off the lock I found inside the other door. It was inside the door. I'm like, if you're going to break something, you don't set it back inside. You take it, you throw it, you drop it, or it just stays there.
Don't worry about where it is.
Right. So I said, something, I'm over this. I'm making a report. I called the sheriff's department. I told them, I said, listen, I just want to make a report of stolen gas. I think this was probably about just before 11 o'clock that same morning. And they said, well, sir, I said, we have an officer in the area. He should be there in no time. I'm like, great trip. I had a chance to talk to someone, $50 for somewhere in the neighborhood of that with gas and the gas cans. I wasn't concerned about seeing an officer face to face because it's a minor issue at the point. Right. So again, the guy shows up, introduces himself, gives me his card, and we talk about it. He had me give him a statement. I wrote a brief statement down that the last time I was in my shed was on Sunday. I believe it was early in the afternoon. And then sometime about 10:30, I went to go start my cutting the lawn and stuff like that, the lawnmower out, and gas is gone. That's the reason I called. He did not ask me. I did not offer any information about who I thought might have taken it or anything like that because I didn't know. I just let it go. That same day, right after this report was done, I called my wife. I said, I just want to let you know, I made a report to the sheriff's department. Someone stole the gas cans. They broke the lock off. She said, you got to be kidding me. I said, not joking one bit. She said, well, that's ridiculous. I said, yes, it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I said, there's so much other stuff they could have taken. No, the lawnmower, the trimmer, the edger, stuff that's $200-300 a piece. Why not take that stuff? Why not throw it over the fence and go on about your business? We have other stuff in our backyard that they could have taken or removed that's means a lot to us. So I didn't think anything more about it. My wife and I had we were going to meet up at the Bank of America about 2 o'clock that same day because we had that $1,200 stimulus check. That's another thing that I know that happened that day. Mm-hmm. To deposit, since both of our names on a stimulus check, we're going to put it in her account. I got to be there to sign in front of someone, have my ID. We left there probably about 10 minutes after 2 that day, maybe 2:15 at the latest. I drove all the way back home because I had an interview for a new company that I got a job with. It's called Andrews International. And I was meeting up with a gentleman at 6:30 that night. So I went back home to get myself collected, cleaned up, stuff like that. Right. As I got home, I know it was like 2:25 or 2:30. As I'm inside, getting ready for this interview that I had a couple hours ahead of time, or about 4:30 to 5 o'clock, the garage door goes up. Who comes in the house? My daughter. She's got a smile on her face. She's dressed pretty decently. Nice pair of slacks. Nice top on. Blouse type thing. I said, hey, how you doing? I said, where you been? She says, oh, Dad, I got about 10 minutes. I got to go back to work. I got a meeting. I said, but where's Kaylee? Oh, Kaylee's with Zanny. And I said, I'd like to talk to her. I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks. You know, what's going on here? Dad, she's fine. I'll be picking her up tonight, or at least you'll see us tomorrow. I said, okay, what time? I already talked to Mom. Mom knows. And I'm like, but it'd be nice to hear that little girl. Yeah, we haven't seen her. Dad, everything is fine. Don't worry. I got to get to work. Well, this crazy notion came over my head. I said, no. I said, I don't know if you've heard or not. She says, oh, yeah, I already talked to Mom. Mom told me what happened to the gas cans. So, really? Well, it's been my assumption, even my daughter told me a couple of different occasions, she's used the gas in these gas cans and put it in her car. Mm-hmm. And all I ever told her was, listen, if you do it, I have no problem with you doing it. I don't know why you're doing it. I have no problem with you doing it. Just tell me that you've done it so I can put gas in, or if you're out and about, put a couple dollars back in. I don't care. But you know, whenever I go to reach for something, I want it to be there. It's like looking for a tool, or like a pen that you guys, or something that means something to you.
It's supposed to be sitting there.
It's supposed to be sitting there. You know, where you left it at, you know. And I said, you know, Casey, I said, yeah. I said, the cans are on. So I said, yeah. I said, the cans are gone. So me, I'm trying to play the father and grandfather, but I'm also trying to be this old detective guy again. I said, hey, look. I said, in the trunk of your car is one of these metal wedges that you jack up a car and you put a wedge underneath the tire so the car doesn't roll back. Well, there's one in her car. I have one in my garage. Well, I planned on the weekend, rotate my wife's vehicle tires. In case I'd like to have that, so when the weekend comes along, in case for some reason the car's gone or you're not here, I'd like to be able to have that so I can jack up the car, put these underneath the tires, you know, and so it doesn't go back because they're already in our driveway. Oh yeah, Dad, I know where it's at. I'll get it out for you. I said, no, that's okay. I got an extra key for the car. I'll just go back and get it. No, Dad, I'll get it for you. Needless to say, it's a little back and forth type thing. As I'm ready to go out through my garage, we have an inner garage door, you know, to let into the house. As I'm getting ready to go out the door, my daughter just blows past me. She says, Dad, I'll get it. I said, Casey, I'm capable of getting it out. I know where it's at. You know, trying to be, as I'm still walking out through the garage with my daughter down the driveway, she says, Dad, I'll get it. And she keeps on pushing her hand back, like, don't come close, you know, type deal. Finally, I get back to the back of the car and says, Casey, she opened up the trunk and she said, here's your, it starts with an F and ends with an N. I'm not going to say what the word is. Here's your F and cans. I said, my exact words were, thanks a hell of a lot. I said, you make me look like a complete ass. I make a report today for the sheriff's department. I said, now I got to call him back and tell him, no, I found this stuff. You know, type deal. And I said, this makes me look stupid. I said, I don't need someone to make me look stupid. I can do that on my own. I said, but thanks a lot. Why do you have these cans? All of a sudden now, she changed. Well, I'm driving back and forth to Tampa because Zanny, or this Zaneta, her friend, the nanny, supposedly got involved in an accident coming back from Tampa. They were over there at Tampa at Busch Gardens or something. And I'm like, wait a second. You've been telling us how long you've been working. What's going on? Dad, I don't got time to tell you. I got to get back to work. And I said, Casey, this makes no sense to me. This makes no sense. Where are you at? What's going on? Where's Kaylee? I mean, I'm being very fine. I just said, fine. You don't want to tell me? Dad, I've already talked to Mom. Kaylee's fine. Don't worry about it. I said, I am worried. But why are you using these cans? Well, I'm using this in case I get low on gas. I can just go and put the gas in. I said, this makes no sense to me. You don't carry containers of gasoline in your trunk. You just don't. Unless you're landscapers, you just don't do this kind of stuff. So that little moment that we had, I just went inside my garage and I just said,
Where was her car?
Her car was right in the driveway.
How was it parked?
Pulled straight in, facing almost right in the middle of the driveway.
Okay. When she popped the trunk, were you back at the back of the car?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's definitely, I could see clothes back there.
Okay.
She has a plastic blue bin that collapsible. We all have them in our vehicle.
Yes.
And the gas cans were inside this blue bin that she had because she pulled them out.
They're gallon cans?
Yeah, it's like a 2.5 gallon can. It's like a circular one, and then I had a smaller plastic one that I keep the stuff for my trimmer and stuff just to add oil with that one. So I keep that one separate from the other one.